AMORALBands.com. And joining me tonight in Austin, Texas, the 2012 South by Southwest Festival is Finland's AMORAL. How you guys doing tonight?
Awesome.
We're good.
So you guys are making your debut performance in North America here tonight. You guys pretty excited about that?
Yeah.
Beneath, you still retain some of the hallmarks of your earlier extreme stuff. There's still some growly stuff amongst the melodic vocals.
Yeah, a little bit. But then again, on the last album, there weren't really any songs that were calling for that kind of vocal style. Whereas this time, I happen to write some songs that we thought, like, why don't we just try screaming on top of this? It might sound pretty cool. And so there's no rules.
Yeah,
Whatever feels natural.
Since we're playing the older songs also on our live gigs, so it's like, I think it's natural to have growling, some growling stuff in the new stuff also, so you can like change from the new songs to the old songs. I think it's a big difference from like some songs from Wound Creations to some songs from Show Your Colors. So this way it's like it's easier to go from song to song.
It's easier to build a set list.
Yeah.
And how was that shift in musical direction met with your fan base? Was that received pretty well, or no backlash so far?
There was a lot of backlash for sure. Once we announced who the new singer was and they heard the new music, and it's so different from what we did before. So we lost some fans, we gained some new fans, and actually some fans are actually coming back with this album after they got over the shock, and we can see that some people are like, well, this is not so bad after all. I like the first 3 albums, and the new one is also pretty good actually.
Were you nervous at all about how the new material would be received?
Yeah, you're always nervous, I think. Every time you write something, like I'm nervous presenting it to the rest of the guys.
Maybe he's more nervous because he writes the songs, but you know, the other guys are more or less just like, you know, arranging stuff, you know, in the songs and stuff like that.
So you're not really nervous at all?
Not really, at all. But I mean,
wow, this is news to me.
I was nervous.
So,
okay, so 2 are nervous, 2 are not sure. He don't give up.
I'm nervous. Of course, I'm nervous.
now tell me about the latest addition to the band, guitarist Masi Hukari. I understand he joined the group pretty late in the songwriting process, yet managed to co-write a couple of songs on Beneath. How'd you guys hook up, and what do you feel he brings to your sound as a guitarist?
What do you bring to the table? Oh, we're not really sure. Can you please explain what you do in the band?
yeah, well, when I joined, well, we first hooked up through this musician's referral service or something. He bought a guitar from me, or actually we traded or something.
Guitar.
Yeah, we traded guitars. He took my 7-string away from me, and 3 months later asked me to join the band and buy a fucking 7-string. So
3 months later?
about something, I don't remember the exact timetable, and I knew Ari from before. But as far as what I bring to the table, it's going to change a lot, but for this album, I listened to what he had and the demos they had done in the rehearsal space, and I thought it needed some like little bit of more of an 80s guitar riff style songs, and I brought 2 melodic songs, or actually parts for them, and Ben kind of is in charge of the songwriting and all that, just put them together, my little pieces and the scraps. So, but for the next one, we're actually going to co-write perhaps the whole thing, or see what happens. I mean, it's an ongoing organic process, so we don't really plan it out, but we're trading licks already. So
yeah, we got a second lead guitar player, which we never used to have before. It used to be like a rhythm guitarist and a lead guitarist, and now we can just, you know, trade licks and do double solos, all kind of goofy stuff that's fun to do. But yeah, it's cool to have like an eager partner again to write songs with. Every time you change a member, it's always seemed to be for the best with us, because you get somebody who just is hungry again and wants to show the world what he can do, and I think, yeah, the vibe in the band is better than ever.
Definitely, and back to what Masi was saying, I think that's really interesting. 3 blunts later, see, AMORAL prefers blunts over bong hits.
No, three
not
months.
blends. Yeah, it was months.
3 months.
3 months,
Yeah,
not blunts.
Not blunts.
No. sir. We would not have anything to do with drugs or anything illegal like that.
So when I listen to you guys, I'm kind of at odds with the power metal tag. I see reference to AMORAL.
That's so weird.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
that's weird. We all think it's weird because we think we have nothing to do with power metal.
Power metal, you have to sing about dragons and flying to the sky and like flames and all that
fires
stuff.
So, I mean, you guys kind of have more of a modern approach. Who would you all name as your influences, musically speaking?
Well, there's so many.
Yeah.
Do you have all day?
We got a while.
I think we all have different influences.
But
Well, for me, I'm more into roots like Black Sabbath or music which made on 70s or 80s. But I don't know. I have various of artists that I listen and I love. For my music, the biggest inspiration was, I don't know, Lemmy.
for me, it's from like the era of Led Zeppelin and Rainbow and Deep Purple to this modern like death metal stuff and everything, hip hop. Like I listen to a lot of music, also Lady Gaga and stuff like that. So I take bits and pieces from everywhere. I try to make it like, or keep it new all the time, and try to get like new percussive things like rhythmically to my singing and whatever. It's all around, all over the place.
Yeah, I think like some of the bands we may all have in common are stuff from the early 90s when we were kids, like Metallica from the early 90s, Pantera, stuff like that, which you can definitely still hear in our music in one way or another with the riffs and the way we compose the songs. And the 80s cock rock scene is one of the big things for me, which is not the case with everybody in the band. So like all the Ozzy Osbournes and the Guns N' Roses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mossy agrees with me.
Yeah, sure. Throw Winger in there.
Dude, we said don't mention Winger during interviews. Come on.
But
We want to sell some albums. What are you doing here?
I'm torpedoing it, I guess. And I like 70s prog a lot, like ELP, King Crimson, that kind of stuff. And also some of the like modern prog as well, Stephen Wilson, Porcupine Tree, that kind of stuff. I don't listen to all that much metal anymore. It's, for me, metal is kind of early Death and Testament. Megadeth is a big influence. Like I always like Megadeth more. You always say Metallica, but I always like Megadeth more. In that kind of.
Yeah, for me it's mostly electronic music I listen to nowadays. So I try to draw influences from that kind of music into the rock stuff that we are doing. So but I don't know if you can hear it, but maybe some
There in the background.
some little things maybe.
So what's next for you guys after the South by Southwest festival? Some open air stuff?
We have a few shows in Finland to do right after this, and then we just heard while we're here that we're going to Japan and Asia to do some shows in May. So that's going to be really cool. We haven't been in, like, with this lineup, we've never been to Asia before, and AMORAL's been there like 2006 the last time, so it's been 6 years. And just keep promoting this album, which we'll really still believe in, and it's still pretty fresh, so we're not in a hurry to make a new one. Just promote this and play as many shows as possible.
Well, thank you all so much for taking the time to talk metal. Any last words for your fans watching at home?
You know, just the usual boring stuff. Check the album out. And
Pretty boring.
that is pretty boring. Okay, you come up with something better.
I'll just
Never take up basket weaving. It's a huge waste of your life.
Yeah,